it's really hard to even imagine that that could be our future in a short time. So we just wait, and that is that $26 price area. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today we've got a little bit of a mixed morning starting off. I wanted to show you on the daily time frame the moving averages. Yesterday I misspoke in my video. I was calling this the 100-day moving average. I don't know why I was doing that. I had a lot going on yesterday morning, and I think I just was excited about the new intro and was misspeaking, but this is the 200-day moving average, and we have the 50-day moving average crossing over the 200-day moving average, which is the golden cross. It's a big deal in the trading world, and we haven't had that happen since way back in April of 2019. And as you can see, that was an indicator to show that the trend had reversed and we started climbing drastically. So I know there's a lot of volatility right now. There's a lot of I don't know what's going on, but really it's just a small price move in relation to the whole move up. Plus, we do now have the golden cross on the daily time frame, so that is really exciting, incredible. And like we talked about yesterday, look at that perfect bounce right there up to 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. So everything still looks good to me. We're just in kind of a consolidation zone. As for XRP, we are just floating around in this 29-cent area. Here, we'll bring it down on a smaller time frame to kind of see, put it on the hourly chart just for fun. So you can see it's pretty wild sometimes how these moving averages can behave with a bull flag on the hourly chart. So we'll see if we can get a breakout to the upside there. Either way, that's just short-term price movement. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of, what kind of action will we see today? Very difficult to forecast that. A lot of variables can change that. But in the end, we're just waiting for this thing to just consolidate out and then give us some type of breakout to the upside. And when we go back over and look at it, when we have like the previous fractal overlaid on top, you can see we're great, right? So before I posted this video, I had outlined this stuff, but I was like, maybe people won't understand what I'm doing. So I figured if I do it live, we can kind of see how this fractal really does behave in regards to the current price action, and how price action was perfectly done here, and we could see right here in this zone. So this is where we're at. Everything looks fine to me. It did extend a little bit higher. That's just short-term volatility, but the support did find its support where it should have. So now we just wait and see if this is our future, because it's really hard to even imagine that that could be our future in a short time. So we just wait, and that is that $26 price area. So we'll see. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out to you in regards to markets, and just to have we've got a lot going on in the cryptocurrency space, right? We have the block halving coming up pretty soon on Bitcoin. There's a lot of concern about the US dollar and just really global currencies in general. And it's fun to look at other markets too that are similar to cryptocurrency. And with that, I mean like the gold and the silver market, right? I talk about it all the time that I love to do coin roll hunting. And really the reason why I love coin roll hunting is I'm just trying to find practically free silver out there in the world. It's not like a profitable thing that I do, but it's really exciting for me because I just love silver, because it represents the same thing that, cryptocurrency kind of does, right? It's an alternative currency to the actual, government backed style of currency. It's not unlimited, right? There is a limited amount of it. Sure, they could find some pocket of it in a mine or something and pull out a ton of it, but in general, there's a limited amount of it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's look over at like the gold and the silver market and compare it to, the cryptocurrency market, and see, what are people, how are people viewing the idea of moving their money into other asset classes that are not the dollar, or not a government backed currency, but into something like gold and silver and cryptocurrency. So I've been sitting here looking at this silver chart, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it just looks like it's ready to start a new cycle, right? And then we put it on this weekly time frame, and you throw on those moving averages, and just look what silver has done. Silver has broken out of all of the moving averages and has found support on the 200-week moving average, and it's about to have its golden cross right here on the weekly time frame. Now, I know, I get it, this isn't cryptocurrency, but it's the same concept, right? It's investing in a currency or a medium of exchange that is not a dollar, a won, a euro, a pound, a Canadian dollar, whatever, a peso. It's investing in something different, right? And look at silver doing the same thing. It's really interesting too because we look over here at gold, and gold is on a breakout as well. But there's a really interesting story that's about to be told with gold, and that is when you put down that Fibonacci retracement on it. Gold is approaching its 0.702 Fibonacci retracement zone. Now, I don't know if gold is going to behave exactly the same with that 0.702. That's really something I've noticed that cryptocurrencies typically respond to. Traditional markets, they sometimes do, not as much as the cryptocurrency market does, though. But here it is. Gold is on its approach right now to come up and hit this retrace. So it'll answer this question of, was this just a bubble breaking down, and then we come here and then gold breaks down even further? Or is gold going on another cycle run? And if gold is going on another cycle run, and if silver is going on another cycle run, you've got to think about, these are huge time frames we're talking about. Cryptocurrency, we were just doing the bubble stuff 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. This has taken what, a decade to play out over in these markets, and they're getting ready to start a new cycle for investors to invest in an alternative currency than the dollar. What does that say for cryptocurrency at the same time? To me, that brings a lot of excitement. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at this silver chart, and that's a long-term chart, and that we are about to witness a situation where people are going to be investing in something alternative to the dollar. And you can't tell me that cryptocurrencies won't benefit at the exact same time that these markets do. Now, I don't know if gold's going to do it because, well, we have to see if it's going to complete a retrace or break out into new highs. But you show me that silver chart, and you show me on the weekly time frame that it's bouncing off this 200-week moving average, and it's getting the golden cross on the weekly time frame. There's some type of change going on in the perception of the dollar on the long-term time frame. So I thought that would be something really interesting to talk about, is to take a look at another asset class that is very similar to cryptocurrencies in regards to being like a store of value or an alternative investment to the United States dollar or any type of, government-backed currency. If we're seeing reversals in those type of markets that are a much longer time frame, they've been in bear markets for 10 years and they're showing these reversals of breaking out above their moving averages and making these setups that traders and investors look for, especially on those long-term time frames. Find that incredibly interesting. And we see we see these big reversals occurring here in like the altcoin market cap or in Bitcoin. When we've talked about it before, that the breakdown and the coming back up above all the moving averages in the second breakdown, and now here we are and we've got all the golden crosses occurring. These are the things that we were looking for a long-term trend reversal, and here we are getting them. So I know that we can get kind of caught up in the short-term price action of what occurs over a day or 2 day or a 1 week period, but when we really take a big step back and we look at the fact that these other markets are doing these 10-year bear market, reversals, and we look at the fact that in, 2.5 months, we've got the Bitcoin block having come out, paying attention, so close attention to that 1 day price movement, that 2 day price movement. It's not really important because we need to kind of think in a much longer term or bigger picture style of thinking, right? Just because a price breaks down by 5 cents or something, like if XRP breaks down by 5 cents, does that change anything that we've learned about over the last year or the last 6 months? Do all those positive indicators of those partnerships or any of that stuff, does any of that change when you see that short-term price volatility? And it just doesn't. We need to really think in that really big broad picture. I can't provide you financial advice or investment advice. I say that all the time because it's true. I know there's people that will listen to me and not listen to me at the same time. But from when I'm thinking about all of it, we still have to think long term. And I think that the gold and the silver market is showing us those signs that there is this gradual change in the perception of money throughout the entire world, and what people are now going to start valuing as money is going to change away from the current value of money to a new value of money, whether that's more than one thing or just cryptocurrencies. If I had to put my money on it, which I do, It would be that people would move into gold and silver and cryptocurrencies. That's what I would think. You kind of get the balance of both, right? You get your new age technology money, the, cryptocurrency digital assets, but also you hold on to your old school, the stuff that's been around for centuries that has been proven to be a currency, of value and held value through all that time, which is, the gold and the silver. So I like both of them. But okay, this video was a little bit different than what I normally do. I hope you guys liked it. So thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow me over here on Twitter at BCBacker. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. You can be notified of when I create new content or when I go live. There's also a join button next to the subscribe button. There's also a link in the description. If you would like to support the channel, you could be either a backer, a hodler, or whale. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.